You can spend when you spend. You're running out of time. You can save, but to save it, take some time. In a minute, you're in it. Feel passing time in illusion, confusion. They tell you know it's time to get older, to work, time to wait. There's no time left to hold on to talent. While there's still time, 3 to 11, 2 a.m. dinner time. Can't you say I will till it flies all time. No, time you can when you're running out of save it, take a little time, minute, and you feel passing, it's an illusion. They tell you to get older, work, waste, there's no older, time, feel there's time, 1:30, dinner time, still, will still fly all time. You can spend it when you spend it, and you're running out of time. You can save it when you save it, you can take a little time, in a minute when you're in it, and you feel something time. Save, time, you can work, time to work, and time to wait, and there's no time. We hold the time to down, and now you feel all little time. 3, 2, 1, 11:32 a.m. and dinner time. Now I feel like that I will ensure it by the fly on time.
Okay, everybody. So, welcome to this meeting. I want to get started with the announcements. So, we have a couple announcements today, the first of which is at Mabimbi Amenten, there is an orange dot contest where you are having an orange dot and you're blowing it up to see who can make the biggest spectacle, and you're moving quickly through the soil, the gravel. You're moving through that so that you can get to the other side of it. And you're unearthing the orange dots and you're making them ascend, basically. So you're creating the orange dots and then you're putting them in a water pool, and seeing them deflate and seeing them increase and seeing who can go down the lowest, who can rise up the highest. So that's what this is really about. So you want to really consider the size of the dot and the quality of the dot. That's two very important things to consider. How many dots that you create is up to you, as long as they work out successfully. So Lubembe Kaufman will explain all about that when you go to Amenten on September the 16th at 1 p.m. I do want to remind you something also. If you do not have a printed copy of your natal chart, please go to astro.com and print that out. Also, I am working on an Oracle deck that is supposed to be coming out maybe a couple of years from now. We'll see when it comes out. I still have to find an artist for it. That'll be a whole process. But it's called the Amenten Realms Oracle, and I'm really taking my time in creating it. I really have, at this point, I have all 53 cards planned out. All I have to do is put definitions and meanings, of which I'll write creatively, as you hear me speaking creatively with it. And if somebody doesn't understand what I'm saying, oh well, I was creative and I was self-expressive when it comes to writing this thing, because there's only so many things you can say. And I really believe in meaty guidebooks that are filled with a lot of information that give you a lot to work with. And so I really want to make the deck a little bit on the thicker side, a little bit on the denser side with more information in it. So I'm really taking my time, and I don't want to do it half off. I really want to put my time and my focus into the deck, and to prove that even somebody like me with Mercury and Taurus can create Oracle deck. So that will be out a couple of years from now or a year from now. I really don't know when, but that is something that I'm working on in my life right now. So I just want to remind you of that. And I've also mentioned it on my YouTube video today that I was working on that. And then there's another deck that I have in mind called the Oracle of Life, which was, life lessons like shift your focus, discernment, patience, cooperation, those types of things. So that's something that I'm working on as well. So, there will be a Granby Mill Sales Halloween trip that will be on October 25th. So you will be going to Granby Mill Sales, and it's basically going to be a Halloweeny themed go around, basically, where you're going around, you're on the boat, and you see all these Halloween costumes and people and buildings. It should be very exciting. There is to be a neighborhood party on the 14th of September. It is Bring Your Own Lunch Amenten Neighborhood Party. So we're going to be gathering at Olympi Gross Amenten, since she is the founder of the Amentens, not the queen of the Amentens, the founder. She is the one that started the whole thing. And that's very important, because I like to believe that this system is an Aquarian system. And so it is at her Amenten. You're bringing your own lunch that you either prepare or your parents prepare it, you're bringing it. It's just various Amentens bringing their food and then having a whole buffet of food options to choose from, and talking and socializing, getting to know people. That's what that's basically about. So, there is supposed to be a conference called Bring It Out that will be taking place on the 2nd of October. And this is a conference that is going to be between a collaboration between Colette Baron Reed and Sonia Chiquette. So they're talking about your intuition, living from the inside out, spirituality, all those kind of things. They're going to be talking about it, and actually Colette is here at the Amenten today, so she's going to be coming in and talking about this conference with you. After this meeting is done, I'll have Daniel bring her in. She's going to be talking about it. There's also supposed to be a webinar on Astro Guides, on the book Astro Guides, and on the Oracle deck Astro Guides, both of which things I have by Sonia Chiquette. So that webinar will be published by the 20th of September. Colette Baron Reed and the 2 other people who created the Mystical Shaman Oracle will be creating a joint webinar that should be out on September 18th. So on the lunar eclipse full moon in Pisces. So they're gonna be talking about the mystical shaman oracle, how they created, how to work with it. There is going to be a brand new activation for the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Rebecca Campbell will be arriving here a couple days from now. So she'll be coming here on September 9th. So she's going to be arriving on September 9th. She's going to introduce herself. She's going to talk about her Oracle decks. And later on this week, probably Thursday or Friday, when the Work Your Light decks come for all of you in the Amenten, you get to have one of her Oracle decks. And she is going to be doing an activation session where she's going to be activating the deck for you, doing breath work and words of affirmation for the deck. But now, all of you probably have like 16 decks at this point. So of course, you can't have a deck that I don't have. So you're going to be receiving this particular deck later this week, and you get to have it and you get to use it. And I will be using it in my YouTube videos every other day that I film. So, yes. So she'll be arriving at my Amenten. The dinner will be all of her favorite foods and her ideal meal. There are some exceptions to the dinners. So also on September the 12th, there is going to be a webinar published by the numerologist Gladys McCants. She has a webinar that she's going to do all about numerology, all about numbers 1 through 9 and the basics of understanding numerology, anything numerology she's going to put in that webinar. It will be out by the 12th of September. Baron Reed has a very, very expensive course called Journaling with Oracle Cards. And so it's unfair for me to tell her to make the course more affordable for this event. So you will not ever be able to take that course probably on journaling with Oracle cards. If it is something that you're interested in, because I know a lot of you know her very well at this point, if it is something that you're very interested in, well, you can't do that because it's over $300 and it's way too expensive. But the journals will be coming tomorrow for you to get a journal and for you to start your 40-day challenge of journaling with Oracle cards. You really don't need a course for journaling with Oracle cards. That's what Colette is trying to communicate, because if she were to legitimately support the course, it would be less money, it would be more affordable. So Colette believes that you don't need a course to journal with Oracle cards. You really don't need it. So 99.9% of people who follow her can't afford her Oracle school, can't afford her courses. 99% of those people have access to her Oracle decks, her journal, her videos, her membership site, which is only $22 a month, so it's pretty affordable. Okay, kind look classes, you know all about that because you're supposed to be signing up for kind look classes at this point. Registration closes on September 21st. There is supposed to be a anniversary celebration, a 11-year anniversary celebration, because we're coming upon the 11th year of this Amenten. For all of the Amentens, really, it will be an anniversary celebration. Do-on dues. It will be at Do-on dues. For all the Amentens will be there, and it'll be super spectacular. That will be on the 13th of September. There will be a fall concert that will be taking place on September 21st. And so, for those of you who inquired, you're practicing that. You also need to read about ancient Greece in the textbook that I've sent you the link for, so make sure that you're done reading chapter 2 by Wednesday of this week. You also have some music work when it comes to chapter 1 and chapter 2 showed exercises in the textbook that is on my page. You can find those exercises. You just click on your music and you'll find music fundamentals. That's the next tab, and you'll find the activities below that. So all of these exercises are due Tuesday. So that's what I have to do. Now, before I move on to the whiteboard work, I want to introduce to you the card that I pulled where I asked the question, what does the collective need to know about the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, which you're going to be receiving. And the card is actually saying you don't need it. That's what this is saying. It's the prison worth, self-sabotage, poverty consciousness in reversed. So this card is saying you don't need it. This card is saying you're in a space of lack, you're in a place of lack. Now it's time to reframe that place. Now it's time to shake it up. Now it's time to look at all of what you have and shift your thinking, shift your mental thought processes of thinking. That's what this is saying. How do we do that? How do you do that? Well, you can decide for yourself what you want to do. Now it's like finding a needle in the haystack. Okay. That's it, everybody. My work is done. So that's all. Have a great day, and I'll see you in a couple of days when Rebecca comes.